your trade. Huge savings, more for your trade at Coons Tyson's Toyota.
Tonight, several breaking stories. The massive storm, the fourth nor'easter. Also tonight, authorities believe the suspected serial bomber strikes again. This time using a tripwire, and the new audio just out. The fourth bomb, 2 of them deadly, and we're on the scene. That storm, the tornado watch late today, all part of the same system that's going to bring that nor'easter up to a foot of snow from D.C. to Philly, New York to Boston. Starting tomorrow, Rob has the new track tonight. Breaking developments involving Facebook and the undercover video at the company hired by the Trump campaign, accused of gaining access to the Facebook accounts of up to 50 million Americans. What that video shows tonight. What we learned late today in the urgent search for an American college freshman, the athlete who vanished on a sports trip. And the ABC News exclusive, the young couple who made national headlines, their story of robbery, ransom, the young woman kidnapped and attacked. Police said it was all a hoax, but it wasn't. Tonight, their first interview. What do the police say now?
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us to start another week here, and we'll have the track of that storm in just a moment. But first, the hunt for a suspected serial bomber tonight, striking fear yet again in Austin. This time, authorities say with a tripwire bomb, the 4th bomb to go off. The first bomb in a package left at a home. The following week, 2 more packages on the same day, both exploding. And this newest bomb with that tripwire on a darkened street overnight. The neighborhood on lockdown for most of this day, and tonight the audio of this newest bomb going off just out. ABC's Marcus Moore leading us off from Austin tonight.
Tonight, more than 500 agents flooding Austin, Texas, a massive manhunt intensifying.
We are clearly dealing with what we expect to be a serial bomber at this point.
There was a loud explosion on scene.
8:32 p.m. Sunday night, a bomb exploding. The sound captured on this surveillance video. Seriously injuring 2 men, the 4th attack in less than 20 days, but this device detonated by a tripwire.
With this tripwire, this changes things. It's more sophisticated. It's not targeted to individuals.
The massive blast site littered with evidence tags. One of the unsuspecting victims walking on this suburban street, tripping a nearly invisible wire connected to a device placed several feet away.
That's what we need is people paying attention for suspicious objects, bags, boxes, backpacks, anything that just looks out of place.
We need to lock down like I said, 2-block perimeter. There's a nail in the wound of one of the subjects.
Richard Harrington heard the latest blast.
My first thought, that's my granddaughter. You know, she could have run down the street and tripped the wire.
The fear of more devices triggering a neighborhood lockdown. School buses kept away. This bomb went off hours ago, and authorities still have this neighborhood street closed, and they're urging residents to stay in their homes for their safety. Teams of investigators combing through the streets, searching for clues that could lead them to the bomber. David asking the police chief on Good Morning America.
Do you have any suspects, any names, any potential people you're looking at?
We've had a lot of good leads and tips come in, and we run each one of those to ground. At this point, we have people that we have looked at, but there's no leading suspect at this time.
Baffled authorities not ruling out any motive, including a hate crime, even though the latest victims were white. The previous 3 blasts, all package bombs, killing 2. Those victims, all minorities. Desperate for any answers, police now asking the bomber to contact them.
What kind of a person would do this?
That's what we're trying to figure out, and that's one of the reasons why we would like the bomber to reach out and talk to us.
Marcus Moore with us live tonight from the scene of that 4th blast. And Marcus, authorities pleading with the public now to check their own home surveillance cameras should they have one.
That's right, David. The thinking here is that someone has surveillance video that could help police crack this case. And investigators are also working to reconstruct the latest device, hoping to identify a unique part of the bomb that could link them directly to the suspect, David.
Marcus Moore leading us off tonight. Marcus, thank you. We're going to turn next here to that severe weather threat at this hour, a tornado watch. Authorities are calling it a particularly dangerous situation going into the night. Dark clouds ahead of a snowstorm that moved out of Colorado into the plains. And look at this, damaging hail pummeling Harvest, Alabama. And as I mentioned, now the 4th nor'easter in just 3 weeks, and perfectly timed for the first day of spring. Kind of torture. Senior meteorologist Rob Marciano back with us again tonight, tracking it all. Hey, Rob.
Hey, David. We'll start with the southern part of this. You mentioned the PDS watch. That's the first one of the season in Dixie Alley. Not uncommon to get large tornadoes this time of year. We've had a tornado confirmed on the ground now in northwest Alabama. It'll be heading towards Huntsville overnight. then Atlanta, then eventually to the coastal Carolinas and Georgia, and then tomorrow in through parts of Florida, hopefully weakening by then. The northern part of this system, we've got winter storm watches from the Virginias through D.C., all the way up through Boston. Complex for now, but it'll spin that moisture into the cold air. Heavy, wet snow, the storm strengthening. At this point, we're thinking 5 to 10 inches of wet snow along the I-95 corridor in some of the cities. Some uncertainty in that, David, but we're confident it's going to be our fourth nor'easter.
All right, 5 to 10 inches of snow, Rob, thank you. We're going to move on tonight and to new undercover video here involving a company hired by the Trump campaign, a company that allegedly got its hands on up to 50 million Facebook accounts here in the U.S. without you knowing. Your likes, your religion, your friends, and then using that information to try to sway your vote. ABC's Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas with the video tonight and what that company also allegedly offered.
Tonight, new undercover video from Britain's Channel 4. Making headlines today. Reporters posing as foreigners with political ambitions are meeting with Cambridge Analytica. The political data firm with ties to the Trump campaign is making a sales pitch to potential clients.
If you're collecting data on people and you're profiling them, that gives you more insight that you can use to know how to segment the population, to give them messaging about issues that they care about. And we use that in America.
Cambridge Analytica is the company behind that growing scandal involving Facebook and how the profiles of 50 million of the social media's company's users may have been obtained without them knowing. The reporters even meet this man, Alexander Nix, one of the company's founders, who promises to send an attractive woman to trap a rival candidate.
Send some girls around to the candidate's house, bring some Ukrainians in on holiday with us. I'm just giving you examples of what can happen, what can be done, and what has been done.
Tonight, Nix is saying he was playing along and had no intentions of breaking any laws. Tonight, questions about Cambridge Analytica's ties to the Trump campaign. Steve Bannon helped secure early financing. And Cambridge Analytica has even touted its research in helping Trump win the presidency. Here's the founder, the same person who discusses entrapping the rival candidate, speaking at a conference.
But we were able to use data to identify that there was very large quantities of persuadable voters there that could be influenced to vote for the Trump campaign.
Now, with press reports surfacing, Facebook is banning the company, saying protecting people's information is at the heart of everything we do. Christopher Wiley was an early key employee of Cambridge Analytica. He left in 2014, but told ABC's James Longman that they tested some slogans long before the campaign.
We tested things like Drain the Swamp. We started testing before really they gained prominence in American political discourse.
Cambridge Analytica acknowledges the information was inappropriately obtained by a third party, but says it was never used and deleted as soon as they learned there was a problem. And the company is blaming this man, Alexander Kogan, a researcher hired as a contractor described as a Russian American.
How concerned are you that Cambridge Analytica may have ties to Russia?
I am very concerned about Cambridge Analytica's ties potentially to Russia, but also their activities in a number of countries where I believe they've proven to be a destabilizing force.
So let's get to Pierre Thomas with us live tonight from D.C. Pierre, there are concerns tonight that some of that data taken from millions of Americans and their Facebook accounts is still out there?
That's right, David. Cambridge Analytica is claiming they deleted all this voter information. But tonight, Facebook is not taking their word, announcing they've hired investigators to figure out exactly what happened, David.
Pierre, thank you. And that trouble for Facebook helping to send the stock market much lower today. Shares of Facebook falling 12 points. That's nearly 7% of its value. The Dow losing 335 points to finish at 24,610. Next tonight, here President Trump traveling to New Hampshire today, talking tough about the opioid crisis, calling for the death penalty for some drug dealers. He also lashed out against Robert Mueller all weekend long with tweets naming Mueller. Here's ABC senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega tonight.
In New Hampshire today, President Trump towing a tough line on the nation's opioid crisis, praising other countries for executing drug dealers and proposing the same right here at home.
We have got to get tough. This isn't about nice anymore.
Right there in the crowd, his embattled attorney general, for today back in the president's good graces.
Jeff Sessions, who's here with us now, feels so strongly about this.
President Trump getting tough after a weekend lashing out against the special counsel and his Russia probe, The escalating attacks still going this morning. The president tweeting a total witch hunt with massive conflicts of interest. For the first time, he also went after Robert Mueller by name, saying the Mueller probe should never have been started in that there was no collusion and there was no crime. A year into the investigation, the president growing increasingly frustrated.
I can only say this, there was absolutely no collusion. Everybody knows it.
And he is not alone. Over the weekend, his personal attorney stunning Washington, slamming the Russia probe as manufactured and calling for its conclusion. The president's Twitter tirade started with the Friday night firing of FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe, ousted less than 2 days before he was set to retire.
You cannot stop the men and women of the FBI from doing the right thing.
An Inspector General report concluded McCabe authorized a conversation between FBI officials and a journalist about a Clinton Foundation probe, and then he misled investigators about it. McCabe denies any wrongdoing and says he was singled out as part of the administration's war with the special counsel. And now, sources tell ABC News McCabe sat down for an interview with Mueller's team and has turned over memos of his conversations with the president. Tonight, the White House insists the president has no plans to fire Robert Mueller. But many in Washington, like Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, remain concerned.
If he tried to do that, that would be the beginning of the end of his presidency.
But Cecilia, as you reported, the White House trying to ease concern over on the Hill, saying the president has no plans to fire Mueller. But back to the other headline you reported on tonight about the nation's opioid crisis. The president had this to say today about executing some drug dealers.
The ultimate penalty has to be the death penalty. Now, maybe our country's not ready for that. It's possible. It's possible that our country's not ready for that. And I can understand it, maybe. Although personally, I can't understand that.
So, Cecilia, how does the president plan to make this happen?
Well, David, it appears that he wants to enforce certain laws on the books that are not currently being used by expanding capital punishment to include certain drug kingpins, not just those drug dealers involved in murders. David.
Cecilia, thank you. Next tonight, the ABC News exclusive, the so-called Gone Girl kidnapping case making national headlines. The young woman kidnapped from her boyfriend's home, missing for days. She was attacked before being released. Police originally went public and called her story a hoax, but it wasn't. ABC's Amy Robach tonight with the interview.
29-year-old Denise Huskins kidnapped from her boyfriend Aaron Quinn's bed in the middle of the night.
The voice kept saying over and over again, like, wake up, this is a robbery. We're not here to harm you. I opened my eyes and they're flashing light.
They were bound, drugged, had goggles placed over their eyes, headphones in their ears, and separated. The kidnapper demanded a ransom of 2 installments of $8,500 for Huskins' safe return.
Tell me how you got through mentally those 48 hours. My only hope was to maybe show him the human that is in front of him. How did you do that? And I shared with him something that happened when I was younger, hoping maybe that, knowing that I've already been assaulted, that he won't want to add to it, but, you know. He raped you? Yeah.
The kidnapper decided to release Huskins, blindfolding and driving her about 7 hours south to her hometown of Huntington Beach.
When he opened the car door, I thought, like, this is it. Either I'm gonna hear a gunshot and that's it, or I'm gonna get pushed off a cliff. And he was guiding me and I thought I was walking to my death. And then I heard a door close behind me and I pulled up the blindfold and I thought, oh God, he is going to release me.
And this entire time, Aaron, you go to police. And the moment you walked into the door, nobody believed you.
Everything was accusatory, and fairly quickly, the detective said, I don't believe you. If she didn't get the kidnappers to let her go, I would be behind bars.
There's so many parallels to how I was treated by the kidnappers and how I found out Aaron was treated by the good guys.
Shortly after Huskins reappeared, the Vallejo Police Department held this press conference.
Our investigation has concluded that none of the claims has been substantiated. Mr. Quinn and Ms. Huskins has plundered valuable resources away from our community.
3 months later, another